about your words. Welcome to my live call tonight from my home. And it comes with a subject of don't chase your prospects, get them to chase you. And for those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing over 41 years. I share a lot of what I've learned on my journey in this incredible profession on these live calls. I started in this business totally broke, sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 in my business. In the last 28 years, I've been full-time in network marketing and just loving it, loving it. If you have to work, there's no place like home. I just love it. So tonight is Friday night, and it's going to be an evening where I open this up, and yeah, I'm actually more dressed now. I'm not in my gym. It just worked out that way. So anyway, so I'm in one of my favorite rooms, my game room. Yes, this is the fun room. Okay, the gym is serious stuff. That's right. Hey, Jennifer, nice to hear from you. How are you doing? And hey, Deborah, how are you? Good to see you tonight. Good to see you. I hope everyone's had an incredible week, a productive week, a fun week. You know, keep in mind, you don't have to work all the time. It's okay to have fun and not have a guilty conscience about it, okay? It's truly cool. Hey, Jeanette, nice to see you. Roger, nice to see you. And Belize, nice to see you. How are you doing? Tonight is Free Open Friday, and it means you can ask me a question, and I'm going to search my brain, my 41 years of experience, and give you my opinion, if I can give you one. If I can, I'll get back with you. But I'm looking for comments tonight. So far, there's only a couple of comments, a couple of questions. And so feel free to post that. Haven't seen George just yet, and I'm looking. Let me see. Yeah, and nice to see you, Caroline. How are you? Oh, New Zealand. Tell you what, you're the furthest one out. Nice to see you on the call. What time is it in New Zealand? And Charles, good to see you, my friend. Norman, in the Philippines, I believe there. You went by really fast. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And how about that? I had it and I lost it. Well, I'll try that again. And there we go. Comments. Comments. There we go. So good. So tonight is Diane in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Nice to see you on the call tonight. And who? Karaz. Simeon, nice to see you. That went by fast. And Deborah. Yeah, that's right, Deborah. You know, that's the thing. You know, you got to know when to turn it off and when to turn it on. Otherwise, why do it, right? The great thing about a job is that when it's time to, you know, to punch the clock and leave, whatever, it's over, right? So some networkers, they just don't ever leave. It's like they're in a constant state of alert, you know. You're not paramedics, okay? You are entitled to a life. So let's talk about some things. And Veronica in Arkansas, and Carlos Santana. How are you, Carlos? And Joel, welcome to the call. Good to see you. So let me see. Okay, so here's the question from Flavio Acquire. Are you present in the room? In Ecuador? And he's asking the question, you know, now sometimes I can tell when every day, you know, their language that they speak is not English, right? Okay? So no problem. I guarantee you one thing, Flavio, your English is much better than my Spanish. Much better, okay? And Flavio says, yes, I am here, okay? What not to do when it comes to people, when you talk to them about the opportunity so that they don't feel like they are being persecuted. I asked a little clarification on that. Hey, Jenny, nice to see you. I asked I said, what do you mean by, you know, by that? You mean like chasing them? He says, yes, yes. And I decided to, you know, sometimes when people write a question, when I post that I'm going to go live and on Friday night, and I usually choose a question to be the theme of the video, which is what we got here. And so in this video, because in other words, you know, not to be chasing people, but get them to chase you. I'm just not good at chasing people. I'm just not good at it. Because if I feel like if that's what I have to do, then what I have is not good enough. I need to find something else, right? Right? And that's the way I feel about it. And so what do I mean by that? I mean, you have to believe in what you have, right? I mean, if you really believe in your product, that your product has incredible value. I mean, if somebody had something better in the line that you're pursuing, most likely you wouldn't be in the company you're in now. You're in the company you are now because you feel like this is the product that is the best in what you were looking for and what you want to promote. And it might be more than one, but I'm just saying, but whatever their focus is, whatever they're known for, whatever their specialty, it's like when I go to a restaurant or I call a restaurant and I'll say, what do you specialize in? When they say, well, we do everything. I said, well, then you do nothing. If you do everything, you do nothing. I want to know what you're good at. And so even when people come here to vacation in this area and they ask me, you know, what kind of restaurants, you know, do you have in the area? What's really a good restaurant? I said, well, what kind of food do you like? Because if you like steak, I can tell you the best steakhouse to go to. If you like seafood, I can tell you the best seafood restaurant to go to. If you're looking for an atmosphere where kids can have a lot of fun and you can still find good food to eat, I'll tell you what restaurant you should go to. If you're looking for a place that has music and you're looking for a little romance with the one that you're with, you know, you want to find a table by the river and have some quiet time, I can tell you where to go. So when it comes to network marketing, it's like that, right? Your company should specialize in something. And so because of that, that's what attracted you to it. That's what you're excited about. When you know that and you feel that, you don't have to sell it, and you don't have to chase people for it. because it's just going to come natural to you when you talk about it. You know, when people look at me and they find out I'm 65 years old, they're like, man, you don't look 65. Well, I've been on my product for many years. You know, it just comes out naturally. Okay. So, so let's go back to Flavio's question. So when it comes to people, here's what we want to do. When it comes to prospecting, don't let it be an endless dialogue. I've seen that over the years with many people because they have a fear of asking them to take action. And so take a note on that, if you will. And that is, understand that when you prospect people, you're going to have to ask them to take action. And if you find yourself not comfortable with that, I understand, because I was like that too. It's like we're waiting for them to tell us, is it okay if I take action? Oh yes, I was hoping you were going to bring that up. Thank you. No. Okay, it's not going to happen. They just aren't going to do it. I know we might hope for that and wait for that, and I've done that many years ago. I've done that. It's not going to happen. We have to get them to take action. And that's how I was 22 years ago in my last company. I can remember when I wanted to bust it and go big, and I didn't have time for nonsense. So after they heard basically the presentation, then my question to them was, John, how do you see yourself? As a customer, or can you use extra money? This is going to be big and huge. Do you want to be a part of this? Yeah, I can use extra money. Awesome, man. Great. See, that's asking them to take action. How do you see yourself as a customer, or can you use extra money? In other words, will you engage in the business? But I asked them, can you use extra money? And in most cases, they always said, I can use extra money. That was how it was. And so, then I said, awesome. I have an application. Now, 22 years ago, that's what we did. I have an application in front of me. I can fill it out, put your credit card information, fax it right over the company. You're in. We're going to run together. We're going to have fun. Keep it light. Keep it simple. I let them know, this is the tool you use that explains the product. Here are the conference call schedules that we do 3 times a day. For those of you, you don't do conference call. I get that. You do Zoom. Whatever. Okay. So that's it. I think going back, Flavio, you're going to find that you will chase people less if you, number one, ask them to take action. Now, if they say, and this happens, sometimes it's just bad timing. It's just bad timing. People have things going on in life. I always say there's 2 of the worst things that can happen to you when you're trying to get your business going is either fall in love or you going through divorce. You're an emotional mess, man. You can't focus. So you never know what state people are in or what's going on in their life when you're talking to them. And I just simply say, hey, is this a bad time? Did I just catch you at a bad time? See, by asking that question, I'm giving them a way out. In other words, I'm asking them to take action, but I can see they're hesitating. The other question is there something that is on your mind that I didn't explain to you correctly? In other words, it's not their fault. Or is it just that this is bad timing? Many times they'll come back and say it's bad timing. I say, okay, sure. I understand that. Timing's everything. I get it. So when do you think a good time would be? Like 2 weeks from now, a month from now, definitely a month from now. Okay, no problem. So John, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to contact you a month from now. Here's the things, friends. If you say a month from now, do it. Do the follow-up. Flavio, do the follow-up. If it's bad timing, then it's going to be a month from now. But do it in a month. if you don't do it in a month and it's 3 months later they hear from you, they're going to think, you know what, Flavio would not be a good sponsor. Now, I know, Flavio, you would be a good sponsor, and I know you would follow up. But some of the people in your team, teach them that, okay? Because that's very important. Because people will watch. I mean, they'll watch. You say a month, they're going to watch. And they, okay, we'll see if he shows up in a month. I don't think he'll do it. That's right. And then when you do it, it says a lot about you, Flavio. It shows that you would be an excellent sponsor, because if you can't follow up, you can't follow through. Follow through meaning onboard them properly and get them going. And I had this happen to me once when a woman did not do that back in 1993. You know, I answered an ad and I was interested in this product this company had. She did not. She sent me out some information. I looked at it. I said, okay, is she going to follow up? Because if she can't follow up, she can't follow through. And I don't want to be recruited. I want to be sponsored. There's a difference. In the military, you're recruited. You only see your sergeant, the guy that at the recruitment headquarters, you only see him one time. Then when you leave that office, it's over. That's right. I wasn't interested in that because I've had that happen to me before. You've had that happen to you maybe, possibly before. So I wanted to be sponsored. So the lady didn't follow up. Long story short, I called the company. I wanted the phone number of the #1 income earner. I went under him. Yeah. And so that was it. I wanted to make sure I had somebody that was taking the business seriously. So she missed out on a fortune because she didn't follow up. So definitely follow up, but make sure that, you know, when you do your follow up, make sure that they have enough information to make the decision to join either as a customer or join you in the business. And if they hem-haw and they're doing that, then just ask them that question. Is there something I didn't explain clearly to you that's on your mind, or is this just bad timing? And then if it's bad timing, then just follow up on the date you said you would. And then again, if you have to give them that same information at that time, that's okay. Do that. Do that. And then again, ask them to take action. That's the key. I see people will follow up and say, yeah, Janet, I just wanted to touch base with you. How you been? You know, yeah, it's been a while since we talked, you know. Yeah, well, the business is going really good, and, you know, people are just enjoying the product, and I'm just loving it. You know, there was a lady the other day, and well, it was nice talking to you, you know, Janet, and let's talk again sometime. Good talking to you. Week later, you call again. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I just want to touch base. She's not going to say, can I join? Will you recruit me? It's not going to happen. Okay. Cover that one. Hey, and I don't know if George is present. I didn't know if George showed up. But if you have a question, go ahead and post it, and I'll do my best to answer. And so, Susie Martinez, I bet you she's in the room. In fact, she is in the room. She says success loves speed. She is so true. You are very correct on that. Need some tips to do follow-up. Well, we covered that, didn't we? Or to close a good deal. So, okay, there you go. Flavio, you're welcome. Seems like you and Flavio have been talking. You might know one another, okay? I need some tips. Here's one other thing I want to say. And George, if you're in the room, message me. Let me know. Okay. Oh, George is on. Thank you, Caroline. If you have a question, post it, and George will screenshot it and send it to me. Okay. But I had a guy the other day. There was a man who messaged me, and it was about something we had talked about probably 4 or 5 months ago. And you know, the message just started with, so what do you think about this incredible scientific product that has changed everything in the way that we're going to treat health, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that, just like that. Haven't heard from you in 4 or 5 months, and then I get this message, and I said, what? And then I scrolled up, looked at our previous conversation. I said, scroll up. We had this conversation before. You might want to read it. and then he says, oh, and it was something else. And then I answered him. And then nothing for 10 minutes. That's okay. And then I messaged him back. I said, hey, Ron, stay in the conversation, Ron. Stay in the conversation. I was just having fun with him. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm not interested in your product. And the joke of it is, I have 5 bottles of it. It tastes like a swimming pool, and they're sitting in my garage. It's really true. Because I bought them from a friend just to, because she's a friend, But it tastes like crap, I'll be honest with you. It really does. But I did try it. I did give it a go just to see if it would improve my, my performance in the gym. It didn't. Okay. So that's all right. Okay. I would imagine for people that never have been or never used health products, this is really true. You can have a not so great product. It's an okay product, let's say. But if people have never ever used nutritional products or supplements and they even use that, they're going to have a good experience. They don't even know what a great one is yet, okay? But you can take a mediocre product and if you got good marketing and all that, you can grow a company. You can grow it. So good to see you, Cynthia. Nice to see you. And Tio Doriso? Man, do you have a shorter name? But it's nice to see you on the call. Where are you from? So that's something that I want you to do. Make sure that when you're in a messenger conversation, stay in the conversation. Now, if you have to exit the conversation because you got something going on, say, hey, Bob, it was great speaking with you. I got to jump on a call or I got to do this. Let's connect again later. But don't just leave the conversation. People, it's amazing the bad manners that people have in communication and social media. Really, seriously. I mean, they don't even have it. And I don't know why they think they're going to recruit people this way. It's just not going to happen, because again, it shows lack of respect. Now, here's another thing too. So when it comes to communication, and somebody was asking me the other day about that, how to get better at that, there's a couple of ways that you can get better. Now, I can remember the days that when I spoke to people on the telephone, I would record myself and record the conversation. And then when I would play it back, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that sucks. The energy, it sucks. It's so low. I mean, who would join, right? Who would join this? Come on, Jeff, you got to step up. Then I would also put a mirror in front, and because I understood, as Tony Robbins taught, your physiology affects your attitude and your mindset, right? Your mental posture. So I saw that, doing like this and, slumping, how my voice would just get lower, and I would just get lazy. It's like I'm going to sleep. So the mirror and also the recorder that I would play back would tell me how well I'm doing, improving in my phone skills. Tonality is so important. Tonality has a lot to do with how your belief comes across when you're talking about your product and what, your company, whatever, your opportunity, whatever you're talking about at the moment with that person. Tonality is everything. They can read it, they can feel it, they can sense it in you. It's instinctive. So again, and I know some people, they need a script. That's okay. That's fine. I can remember a time when I just speak from the heart. But But for some people, I can understand when they're new, scripts might be important. Still, script, record yourself. You got a smartphone, you can record yourself. A mirror, you can watch your physiology when you talk. If you're on a video, like I am with you right now, you notice how I'm even using hands. Now, I've read that in video, in virtual videos, that people pay more attention when they start seeing hand gestures. Are you paying attention right now? So again, not overdoing it, okay? Because if you do like this, the cat claw stuff, that's too aggressive. It's too aggressive. It's just every now and then, you know, just gestures are important, but even when you do a video, find a setting that won't be distracting to the person that you're talking. In other words, if you got something busy in the background, if it's cars, if you've got a window behind you and cars are going choo, 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 you know, whatever, or the kids are, you know, in the background, you might want to find just a spot where the background is fairly neutral. And then that way they can focus on what you are talking about. There isn't any distraction. They're not thinking about something else or having questions. So those are things that I think would improve your communication. And I think we have done it tonight. I didn't see any questions, so that means you're doing okay then. And I appreciate that, I really do. I look forward to putting out some more info this weekend, something to help you and guide you, something that comes from the peak. My book, Reaching the Peak, is on Amazon. If you don't have it, get it, read it. But I'll share principles out of the peak, as I always do on my page, so look for that. And I appreciate all of you getting on tonight. It's been awesome being with you. I'm looking forward to spring coming. I really am. You know, I know you are too. So everyone, listen, have a wonderful, wonderful background. Susie's saying in the background. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not too busy here, you know, because no one's playing. And that's the thing. I've had a lot of parties in this room. I mean, seriously, like 150 people would not be unusual, and they would be everywhere. And so this space has been quiet during the COVID season. So anyway, I'm looking forward to eventually seeing that change. But you guys be safe, okay, out there, and everything that you do. Love you guys, all of you. Have a great weekend.